Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. My co-host Eileen Delrossi is lost somewhere on the streets of Lowell. And we have with us Regina Faticanti.
Good morning.
Who I guess will
Good
be
morning,
here the
Colonel. How
full
are you?
2 hours, right?
I'm here for the full 2 hours. Yes, you got it.
Yeah.
I took the day off. I got a vacation day today.
And later we hope to be joined by Jose Cervantes, who is running for city council. And the U.S. National debt is $37.235 trillion.
However, can I interject?
Yeah.
I heard we've taken in some money with the tariffs.
Yeah.
Is that tariff money going to go to reducing the debt?
No, they're going to blow it on bombs.
Okay.
I just want to tell you this. What is the deficit today, Cliff?
37.235.
Well, whatever Cliff just said, look at that 37.2, whatever it is, badillion sunrise we're having today in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. It's an excellent time to open your windows. Beautiful air outside, nice dry air. And it's happy Friday. Back over to Cliff, thanks.
So, yeah, some people are saying we should return it to the taxpayers, and I'm opposed to that
Okay. How come?
because I want to pay down the debt.
I want to pay down the debt too. I agree with you 100%. But you know something?
They're not going. They're going to buy you cars.
I would like to, so I remember when Reagan sent us all a $300 check. I really appreciate that $300 check. Now,
Mine's in there 1,300.
I know, yeah, I know I know exactly what I bought with that $300 check. I still have it today. I bought a ring. I appreciated that, and I paid off a bill. I appreciated that money. So I think we can do both. I think we can send people money, taxpayers, send them a check, and pay down the debt also. I think we can do both.
You think so?
I think, hey, send everybody a $1,500 check and pay down the debt. And every time we get X many millions of dollars or billions of dollars, then the taxpayers get another check and we pay off more of our debt. I think it just needs to be a rolling thing for the next 3 years. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate both things, paying down the debt and getting a little do-re-mi.
It's since Sunday afternoon, the debt's gone up $20 billion.
Cliff, we have been printing. We've been collecting all the taxes that we possibly can. all the taxes we could possibly collect my entire lifetime, 70 years, and printing 100% more for 70 years. The government has been spending twice what it takes in for over 70 years. How healthy is the United States economy? It's the most healthy in the world. You're not going to convince me paying down the debt. Okay, so you've got a beautiful house up on Manson Street. You said, I got no mortgage. We could probably get $1 million mortgage on that house. What's the difference? Is
Easily.
your lifestyle going to change?
No.
No, you get a couple of new Lincolns. By the way, how's Martha?
Martha's improving. I expect she'll be home in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I'm
Fantastic.
so glad. That's wonderful.
John, just one
Congratulations.
thing.
Go right
Your
ahead.
life changes because you have to pay interest on that debt. We pay more to interest on the debt than we do for national defense.
Well, the only beef I have with that whole thing is the reason interest rates are so high is the government is competing with you. You want to buy your $1 million house, and the government wants to borrow $1 billion from your bank. So you're competing with United States government, and that's why bankers are so stingy with the money. They'd rather lend it to the federal government.
Yeah, because they know that's a sure
Keeps the
thing.
banks in business.
Right. You're right.
All
Thoughts,
right.
Cliff?
Temperature low today was 65. It's going to 80. And as we saw in the picture, it looks pretty good
Oh,
out
it looks
there.
beautiful out there. If you can see the sunrise, folks, right now it is absolutely stunning.
Sunday thunderstorms.
Yes.
Some projects take a while to come to fruition. In 1237, during the Spanish Reconquista,
The sun is dipped behind the clouds.
Oh, but it's still, look at how
Yeah.
gorgeous that is. There, you know, there is a God. 'Cause look at how beautiful that is.
so
Back to you, Cliff.
the Battle of Pouge
Morning.
between
you.
the Moorish forces against the Kingdom of Aragon culminates in an Aragonese victory. So that's
So tell me, where's
1237.
Aragon? Because that
In
sounds like a
Spain.
mythical place that some
Spain.
writer created. Spain. Okay, I didn't know that. See, I learn so much when I come here on Fridays.
So when is the Reconquista finished?
It's probably still going on because that's what you sort of intimated in your beginning of your conversation. Some things,
1492.
okay, because you said some things are never done. Okay, so it took, how many couple, it took a
Several
long
hundred
time.
years.
Oh, you have my bank statement?
And for those of you wondering, that is Eileen
morning.
Delrossi.
Thank you, good morning. I got your seat right here. Yeah.
No, she's on the end.
Oh,
And then
you're on the end. Sorry, I didn't know that.
We're reserving this for Jose.
Okay, Jose's sitting right there.
Speaking
All right.
of Spain,
Thank you.
But here's where your chair's gonna touch your neighbor's chair. Rule.
I'm getting close.
Yay,
Those.
thank you. Good morning, my friend,
and
how are you?
another long-term project, in 1248, the foundation stone of the Cologne Cathedral in Germany, built to house the relics of the three wise men, was laid. Construction eventually completed in 1880.
We're only at the wise men,
So-
the three.
When did the construction start? Give me, because I was paying attention to my friend here.
1248.
Okay, it took a while, huh?
It took a while.
It took a while. Okay. So can I ask, where were the three wise men hanging out while they were waiting for this to be constructed?
I
Heinz's.
don't know.
Okay.
Heinz's.
Heinz's, okay, they were hanging out, all right.
Heinz's
In-
Tavern.
Heinz's Tavern, yep.
I once went there, I did go in there with friends, and
To
we,
Cologne Cathedral?
Heinz Tavern.
Tavern. Who
But
hasn't
they were
been there?
having a dominatrix night, so we left.
Oh, So John
What is
McDonough and
the
I can tell you about the
dominatrix
dominatrix night we went to down at the Shamrock.
Dominatrix, well, women dressed up in aggressive sexual outfits.
And men go there to be whipped and spanked.
Yeah.
That's in the way back, Regina. Would you refresh my memory? I don't remember going. I'm sure we went.
Yes, so.
I just don't remember that episode
So
of my
they were
life.
having the grand opening of their second floor, and they were doing a dominatrix party, an S&M party. So you and I were on the radio together, and we got an invite by the owner, Nick Petrakis, to, hey, come on down to the opening of this new club. So I said to John, I'm not going by myself. You have to come with me. So we went. We actually talked to some folks, and my cousin Catherine came with us, and she is very fair-haired, very fair skin. She said, what are you wearing? I said, well, of course you wear all black to a dominatrix party, right?
Leather.
She said, I don't look good in black. I said, well, put some pink on with it. That goes just fine. So we went, and it was interesting. People in very high, tall boots, leather, little bustiers, capes, lots of big hair. I wonder if these people were from Revere. And
Did they have whips and
They
chains?
did have the whips. They wouldn't let them come in with chains, but they did have like little whips. And, you go there and you pay money. And this was, I don't know if he continued the club, but you go there and you pay money to have a woman
Beat you.
spank you. Because you haven't got out of your little boy phase. I don't know. Not my thing, but it does exist, and I recognize that it exists, and there's no sex involved. It's
Nope.
just the spanking.
The torture.
Right, it's just the torture. It's just the spanking. There's no sex involved.
But it makes some people happy.
Hey,
Excuse me,
yes,
that is part of sex.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, Cliff, a little insight
Okay,
into
Cliff.
Cliff's world.
We're stepping on the wild side.
Woo! Yay,
Who was-
Cliff.
Who was the only prisoner released when the Bastille was stormed during the French Revolution?
Who?
The Marquis de Sade.
Oh,
So it all relates.
right. Marquis de Sade. So, Cliff, you can't just drop a name like that and not tell our listeners and watchers who's the Marquis de Sade, because I
Well,
actually,
you mentioned him first.
well, he was a person who was very much involved in the sadomasochistic lifestyle. He enjoyed inflicting pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there is the pain pleasure, concept, but he did it when it was close to being sadistic.
That's the name.
Yeah, right.
So
Marquis de Sade.
it all sounds like being Irish Catholic married.
I'm getting a lot of insight today, folks. If anybody wants to chime in on this, I'm getting a lot of insight today. Okay, Cliff, before I fall off my chair, please continue.
In 1281, the Mongols tried to invade Japan.
Who are the Mongols? Educate me.
Mongols, they're people from Western China.
Okay.
The monks?
It's another
No,
political
they're not
party.
monks. No, they're warriors.
It's not a political party.
Okay.
It's a racial group.
Yeah, they're warriors. Like the Hmong were during the
The
Vietnam
fleet
War.
of Kublai Khan, you've heard that name before, right?
Have heard the name, yes, I have.
Is destroyed by a divine wind for the second time in the Battle of Khoan.
Reminds
Okay.
me of Monday Night Dinner Club, people releasing Divine Wind.
Say that to me again?
It reminds me of Monday Night Dinner Club. After dinner, people releasing Divine Wind.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to Applebee's this week.
Yes, we are.
How was the Sweetheart Inn? Delicious?
Oh, it was fabulous. It was fabulous. Yep. It was very nice.
The Mongols conquered a large part of the world.
Okay,
So obviously, they were Caucasians, right? Because only Caucasians do that kind of thing.
well, I would not think that Caucasians were the only people that did the conquering, because I know that Sicily, I'm from Messina, I'm Siciliana, right? And Sicily was invaded by a whole lot of people that weren't Caucasian,
True.
right?
In Italy today, Europe stops just south of Rome.
Right.
Abruzzi. That's where my people are from.
Okay. And then I also come from a little village outside of Rome. That's an interesting story.
Cliff, could I have your 25-page agenda so I can click off where we are? I believe we're still on the first page. Thank you.
How many pages is
This
that,
Cliff's
Eileen?
book that he wrote last night.
How many pages is that, Eileen?
Hold on, he stops after 25, he stops numbering them.
Oh,
But there are 28 pages.
Okay.
Okay.
that's why you have to slow Cliff, sometimes stop Cliff. He's got 28 pages.
Are
What's
you
in-
ready to proceed?
What's impressive is that
I
Cliff
can keep
does
going,
this
or you can keep going.
pretty much every day.
What'd you like to do, Cliff?
1461, tell us about it.
The Empire of
Well, that was the
Tresbyism.
year that the Easter Bunny got his wife pregnant.
Oh, and that's why we have lots of little bunnies.
Yep.
Okay. What happened?
I bet Cliff's going to relate this to a true Easter Bunny story.
Anything else you wanted about 1461, Cliff? The stop sign was invented in 1461 in Paris.
This is regard.
All right.
It
So,
was the end of Byzantine Empire.
And the Queen of Spain started to use Scott toilet paper.
Emperor David is exiled
she
and later
didn't.
murdered. Maybe the Easter Bunny is the Emperor David.
Ooh.
What do you think? All right, we're messing with Cliff
I
too
gotta
much.
stop. I don't want Cliff to get mad, so
John
we'll
and I
just
tried
let-
to
let
do this
Cliff
show one
go.
morning and it was horrible.
Well, I got some good stuff for you and I to talk about too as we continue to.
Okay, so we got to let him get through.
Okay.
We can't mess with
1814,
his
the
agenda.
War of 1812, British forces launched a costly and unsuccessful night attack against American defenders in the siege of Fort Erie. Oh, that's interesting.
Those darn Brits.
1824, the Marquis de Lafayette returned to the United States and toured 24 states. It was nice that he joined us.
Little vacation.
And surprisingly, 1843, the Cathedral of Our Lady of Peace in Honolulu, Hawaii was dedicated. That's the oldest Roman Catholic cathedral in continuous use in the United States.
Can I ask you, Cliff, in your travels during the military, were you ever in Hawaii?
Yeah.
How long?
I've been there for a week. I've
Okay.
been there for a couple days.
Okay.
Just another ho-hum day in
Yeah,
paradise.
I hear you. All right.
My cousin retired in Hawaii.
Oh, very nice.
One of his neighbors is Tulsi Gabbard's father.
No, sir.
Yeah. Tulsi
Okay.
Gabbard's father was in the state legislature.
All right.
Anthony wants to go to Hawaii for
So do I.
February school vacation.
Oh,
And I'm like, listen.
get a
he-
job.
Yeah, he just
Hey, I
got
just
back.
want to give you a show highlight today. Eileen, thank you for the coconut-covered cream-filled donut.
And
That
Eileen
I'm
brought
about to
me,
consume. Thank you very much. Only available at Top Donut in the world. Back over
They
to you.
are.
and Anthony wants to go to Hawaii, and we told him that he needs to get a little part-time job to get some spending money?
Yeah, right? He needs to go work.
Yeah.
He just got back from Vegas and he's already like a hot mess because he's on Vegas time still. And Hawaii's 6 hours ahead of us.
Oh, yeah, okay. So,
Well,
yeah,
6 hours
Behind or ahead.
behind.
So he
The
needs-
expression that I remember when I was in the Philippines about Hawaii,
yes?
6 hours ahead, but a day behind.
Smart. I
That
like
says a
it.
lot. Okay.
All right. In 1843, the Tivoli Gardens amusement park opened in Copenhagen, Denmark.
I just think ravioli when I see that. Raviolis.
1914, Panama Canal opened with the ship SS Encon being the first to pass through. 1935, Will Rogers and Wiley Post killed after their aircraft developed engine problems during takeoff in Barrow, Alaska.
Now, I didn't realize that that's how Will Rogers passed.
They were flying around the world. Didn't make it.
Amazing, okay.
The Will Rogers, for those who don't know, the Roping Fool, cowboy from Oklahoma, became a stand-up comic in New York City.
I didn't know he was a comic. I thought he just did the rodeo stuff.
No, comic
Okay,
too.
all right.
In 1939, 26 Junkers Ju-87 Stuka dive bombers hit unexpected ground fog during a dive bombing demonstration, and 13 of them crashed and burned.
Oh, that's not good.
1939, The Wizard of Oz premiered at Grauman's Chinese Theater in L.A.
And still one of my favorite movies. 'Cause
Mine
Judy Garland was an amazing actress. She was really an amazing actress, and it flamed out too short, too quickly.
And it in pop like culture or social media, I mean, not social media, but socially and mental health wise, the way that they characterize the witch as like the narcissist and like
Yes.
the flying monkeys, like
Yes.
that will
Yep.
always last, and that's quite interesting because it really set the stage for how theater and acting can portray various realities of real life.
Now, one of the lieutenants at my job says to me, I walk into a unit and I think I'm Glenda the Good Witch, but when people see me, they think, like, really? No, sir. That's terrible.
When you see a flying monkey, you know you're not going to have a good day.
No, thank you, John. You know you're not going to have a good day.
The
I don't want
flying
to see.
monkeys at your door?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Keep the door closed. Keep the screen closed.
So, 1944, Operation Dragon. During World War II, the Allied forces landed in southern France. 1945
And did that, what was the, so they landed in France, and then what happened?
they went north and east.
Okay.
Into Germany.
Okay.
They joined the forces that had landed in Normandy.
So World War II, it's my father, my uncle, and his two best friends that he met on his first day of first grade, Joe Cudis and Bob Laird, so I call them Uncle Joe and Uncle Bob. Uncle Louis got to be 18 out of high school, and they all went down and they signed up for World War II together.
Wow.
Louis went to the Navy, my father went into the Army, and Uncle Bob, Uncle Joe, they went to the Army also. My father got sent to Anzio.
And what is that? What?
So Anzio, Italy was the toughest, one of the toughest incursions that the United States had with the evil forces. And that's where he got wounded twice by, the Germans hid personnel bombs under the ground. And it was my father's job, Army Corps of Engineers, you go find the bombs so that so that the troops can come in. And then you uncover the bombs, that you make sure that they do not detonate, and so to clear the way for the troops. Then you put your pack on, you get behind the line. And one soldier was not as fortunate as my dad, and he stepped on a landmine. And my father was not that far away, and that's the first time he got wounded. He got some of the shrapnel from that landmine in his hip.
Wow.
Went to the hospital. His unit came about 4 or 5 days later and said, Frank, we're bugging out. So my father just grabbed some uniforms off the floor and went with them.
After having shrapnel.
That's what, that's why they call it the greatest generation.
Have you ever talked to my nephew, Andy, he wrote The Rifle?
No.
Rifle 1 and Rifle 2?
How awesome. Tell me what they're about.
It's about the stories of the legends of World War II
Oh,
and
how
what
awesome.
they went through. And he took them on a trip to Germany to go back to see where they fought, and it was very emotional.
And what's his name?
Andy Biggio.
Yeah, Anzio was one of the tougher battles.
Yes, it was.
So,
They made movies about it.
Yes, they
He
did.
would love those stories.
Oh, I would love to meet him. What a wonderful thing he did.
Yeah, and he puts together like all the old rifles and like the materials.
Oh, I have all my father's stuff.
He would
Yeah.
love that. 'Cause
So what's funny is they let them come home. So I got my father's little pack that he put all his bullets in. So I don't know, it's World War II, times were different, right? That's, you came home with this stuff. No big deal. Today it would be a little different, I think. I don't think you'd be coming home with the bullets that you used during World War II, right? So, or during your time in the service. But I'm going to have to look for his book.
Yeah, he has the Rifle 1 and Rifle 2, and I'll send him your info
Oh,
because he's so
yeah.
into that. He
Oh,
came
absolutely.
to look for my grandfather's stuff, and I could not find it anywhere in our house, and I know it made him upset, but I'm going to probably send him your number if that's okay.
If you contacted the guy who runs the military office at City Hall in Lowell, John, refresh my memory. LaMarche. He might be able to look up his old service records.
Oh, very interesting.
Eric
Okay.
LaMarche?
Eric LaMarche, yeah.
I wouldn't waste my time.
Well, I was trying to be nice, John. And I have heard that also, but I was trying to be nice. Because Eric has,
been helpful.
It's
To
been
me.
a disappointment.
so I'm
There's
trying.
no Joe Dussault.
Oh, Joe Dussault was a legend. Joe Dussault was, and I got my father's info from Joe Dussault. I still have all the letters that my father sent my mother. So, and Cliff knows this better than I did, but all the letters, you kept them unsealed, and you sent them, and they went to a big depository where little ladies sat at desks with a black magic marker and blacked out anything that would indicate, hey, I'm in Tivoli, I'm in here, I'm in Germany, I'm in France, and we're going to go invade today, we're going to do this, because they were afraid that the letters would fall into the wrong hands. So when I look at my father's letters, it says, hi, Reggie, hope you are well, and then we are, big black marker, big black marker, big black marker, love, Frank. So they were very good in protecting the location of our troops, because there were no embedded journalists, and Cliff knows this much better than I do.
No, there were embedded journalists.
Yeah, but it took a month before the newspaper article
Yeah.
about where they were hit a newspaper in the United States. And by that point, we had already done the invasion. So so it's not like today when you got some knuckleheads standing there live and saying, hey, we're going into this village today. And so everybody knows, right? So you're right, there were journalists, but it took a month for this story to hit the newspaper. And by that point, we had already moved forward. You had already moved forward.
Speaking of moving forward, on this day in 1945,
Oh, my God.
Emperor,
I thought you were in this century by now.
no, you guys have been talking. I
Well-
haven't had a chance to get
Well,
to this.
you've been
century.
raising interesting information, and that's why we've been talking.
Yeah. Emperor Hirohito broadcast his declaration of surrender. So it's not the official signing of the surrender, that's a couple weeks off, but today's the day that Emperor Hirohito said we're done. India
Thankfully.
gained its independence in 47.
Okay?
First Republic of Korea in 1948. And in 1969, Woodstock Music and Art Fair opened in Bethel, New York.
Hey, if anybody out there has, went to Woodstock,
They're old.
well, just send John an email about your Woodstock story, because I would love to hear it. A friend of mine and her friend, Dee, and a friend of hers, their dad took them to Woodstock. And she said it was not the beautiful picture that everybody wants to portray Woodstock as. Some of it was pretty dirty, pretty grungy. And she said, luckily her dad was with them, because she said, we were two young girls basically wanting to be part of the scene at Woodstock. And she said it wasn't as peaceful or wonderful as people want to portray it.
Maybe you could start a Woodstock dinner club.
Ooh.
That would be juicy.
Yeah.
Okay, 1973, Vietnam War, the U.S. Air Force stops bombing Cambodia.
And so, Cliff, I have a little, I put that down in my notes here, and you then said, I protested this. And I asked you before we started, what did you protest? Can you tell people now what you protested?
Oh, I can tell them anytime.
Tell them, go ahead.
That I was protesting that we were no longer supporting the Cambodian armed forces. So the last mission was led by Robert Crouch, who was the wing commander at Korat. I was Robert Crouch's instructor pilot. As a wing commander, I always flew with an instructor pilot. But I took leave and went home to Florida. And I watched the news, and Paul Schwim emerged from the back seat. It would have been me. But I thought to myself, I'm liable to say something unnice to some reporter.
Not you, Cliff.
So I boycotted the whole thing and went home.
So I told Cliff that I bought this bracelet in 1998. Senior Master Sergeant Russell Peter Bott. He was in Laos in 1962 when we weren't really supposed to be there, right?
Right.
So December 2nd, it's actually December 2nd, 1966, and he had radioed to have his wounded picked up, and the message came back was, leave the wounded, come into the clearing, we don't have time. And he radioed back, the Senior Master Sergeant Russell Peter Bott, from Worcester, he's from Worcester, radioed back that, no, I'm not going to leave my wounded. And they said, you have to, because we don't have enough time to land and get everybody into the helicopter. So he said, forget it then. We're going to stay and fight it out, and I'm going to destroy my radio so that we can't be located. And the last time he was seen, he was captured and being let off by the Viet Cong. And
Not the Viet Cong.
You're going to get corrected. See,
Okay,
when
so
Cliff gets out of bed in the morning,
so
that's
in
what he likes
Laos,
to
who
do.
was it? Who was it in Laos?
Fifth at Lao, I think.
Okay, so he was being let off by some Cretans, and his body's never been located. And so when President Clinton normalized relations with Vietnam, I was very much against that, because I don't think we should have done that until people like Russell Peter Bott, Uncle Pete was known to his nieces and nephews, came home. That made me angry.
Yeah, the whole war.
Yes, okay, the whole war is, yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Today, in 1998, Apple introduced the Mac computer. Thank you, Apple. 2005, Israel's unilateral disengagement plan to evict all Israelis from the Gaza Strip and from 4 settlements in the northern West Bank began. 2021, Kabul falls in Afghanistan. It's too bad. Napoleon Bonaparte was born on this day in 1769. Maxine Waters was born on this day in 1938.
Okay, so Maxine is how old? She just turned 84, maybe? She just had a birthday.
No.
Just had a birthday party. Maxine.
1938.
Sorry, Cliff, I'm not the best mathematician. Well, how old was
So
she?
8 comes from 5, 7.
Okay,
87.
87. So Maxine has been one of the longest-serving legislators.
Yeah.
And I think it might be time, I'd like to see Maxine go and let someone younger take her seat. Maxine is not, I have not seen anything major that Maxine has done in the last 30 years.
She missed the money.
Yeah, right. Well, she's going to get a nice big pension. Thank you.
She missed the insider trading.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. Well, she can call her friend Nancy Pelosi and get that.
Can't get that from Nancy. Nancy doesn't get it either.
Right.
Insider trading's illegal unless you're actually seated in the Senate or
Right.
Congress.
And so the stuff that her husband does is of no consequence, right? That's how they became so wealthy. He's just a day trader, right, John?
Yeah.
Lucky guy.
Yeah,
Now,
very lucky guy.
He also does a lot of fish import from the Western Pacific.
Okay.
He's Charlie the tuna.
And I bet he's got a corner on the market, interestingly enough.
that-
And his wife is what, a congresswoman? Yeah, okay.
I understand he's the biggest tuna guy. You're eating tuna? It came from
Are
police.
you serious? I didn't know that, John.
That's what I hear. I don't know. I don't check a lot of stuff, but
John
that's
is
what I hear.
correct.
I would, okay.
Melinda Gates was born on this day in 1864.
And she,
Speaking of Melinda Gates,
yes?
Cliff, do you do Netflix?
Nah, not very much. Why?
I know. I do it. Is it Hunting Wives.
Oh, great series. Oh, my gosh. John and I were talking
Eileen,
about
have
it
you
this
seen
morning.
that yet? Hunting
No.
Wives?
Oh, it's fabulous.
Tell us
Is it on
about
Netflix?
Yes, it is. It's fabulous. John, tell us, go ahead, give us some,
There's a lot of topless. I have never seen this on Netflix. A lot of topless woman scenes in this, and
there's no spanking though, Cliff.
you shouldn't see that spoiled it. Now we won't watch it. So
But there's a lot of topless women.
it was great. The promiscuity of America in 2025
Yeah.
is just absolutely amazing.
It's on stage. It takes place in Texas. So of course the skirts are shorter. Everybody's got their cowboy boots on. The hair is bigger. Cowboy hats. All the women.
Guns are bigger.
Guns are bigger. All the women get together every Friday and they like to shoot their guns.
They get
Yeehaw.
drunk and go out shooting.
They go out shooting and then they go out drinking and then they go out.
Do you know why we have
That's-
the miniskirt?
Why do we have the miniskirt?
Taxes.
Explain to me that.
You could,
Yeah.
not enough clothing.
In England,
Yeah.
where the miniskirt came from,
Okay.
skirts were taxed based upon the length.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
some young women realized that if they wore kitty length skirts, that they wouldn't have to pay tax.
What is kitty length?
You know, a skirt that a little child, a 12-year-old.
Oh,
What
okay.
do you see people wearing in Walmart today?
Oh, gosh. That shouldn't be wearing them.
Did you guys hear that they're in the process of outlawing burqas in England?
Really?
I don't think it's a bad idea.
The incoming guy who's going to run the country. I forget
Prime
his-
Minister?
I forget the guy's name. I'll look it up in a minute. But he said, assimilate or go back home.
Whew.
This is England. Assimilate like the English.
Right?
Speak English.
Yep.
Dress like your English.
Yep.
Or go back home.
I'm not completely opposed to that, and here's the reason why I'm not opposed to that. If you want to be I'm not saying you need to lose your language completely, but if you want to be successful in society, in this country, or in England, you need to learn English so that you can go to school, so that you can get a job, so that you can be a working member of society, so that you can be successful. It's all about being successful, and I want people to be successful. Look, my father and my mother did not speak English when they went to first grade, but they learned real quick. And my grandmother went to Lowell Adult Ed to learn how to speak English.
Because it was pushed in the family, too. We're in this country, we
Right.
learn the language, we
Right.
speak the language. I remember my dad always saying.
Yes, and so, and my grandfather owned businesses, and he refused to let the children speak Italian at home because they worked in the restaurant industry. My grandfather owned restaurants, and you're going to take a customer's order, you need to speak English. And so that's how they became successful. And so I want that for everybody else. It's not that I want to take your culture away from you, no. I want to give you success. And I think that England may not be wrong. What are you thinking, John?
England's England. It's amazing what this guy here, Nigel Farage. I first came into this guy on a radio station called LBC. It's in London. And I used to listen to it frequently. I don't listen to it as much as I used to, but I used to listen to this guy, Nigel Farage, and amazing speaker. And sooner or later, he's going to be prime minister. Quite the guy.
Okay.
There is a big anti-immigration movement in Europe now amongst the people. In England, there are protests against immigrants, illegal immigrants, and people that are, the police are going out and arresting them. So the police have been renamed after the current Prime Minister, Starmer. The police are named Starmer Troopers.
Starmer Troopers. Okay, so,
And we'll see how it's going. In October, there'll be an election in the Netherlands, and we'll see if the anti-immigrant candidate does well.
okay, and.
Whose name I had, Gert Wilders, that's
Okay.
his name.
And so I think we need to be clear. America is a country made up of immigrants. And all of us are sitting here because somebody before us
Came here legally.
came here legally. Thank you very much, John. Came here legally, okay? And I have friends who have immigrated from Italy, from Colombia, and they came here in Brazil, and they came here legally. And they are not happy about people who bypassed and came illegally and get benefits, because these people came here, they didn't get any benefits. They didn't get any benefits at all. So a friend of mine came from Italy. She was 12 years old. Her sister was 14. Her 16-year-old sister was already married and didn't come with her mother and father. But she went to school. They learned English, and they were very successful, very successful. And that's what I want for other folks: success. And people who came here legally are not happy about the people who are doing it illegally.
Well, we talk about this often on the show, that nobody wants to feel uncomfortable today. And what people did when they came legally is they felt very uncomfortable, and they put themselves out there to work, and they felt the pains and the struggles. Today, we just say, come here, we'll take care of everything. Don't do anything. We'll give you a place to live. We'll give you free health insurance. You can go food shopping for free. You know.
Healthcare for free.
Yeah, healthcare for free.
So there's a woman who, she was in a migrant hotel, and Maura Healey has this home-based plan. And she was given, over the past 4 years, or the past couple of years, $30,000 to get her own apartment, get herself situated, and she did not do that. She's now run out of money, and she has gone back to the well and said, I want to go back to that migrant hotel because I'm going to be evicted because I've run out of money. And I think if we take her back into the hotel, we're doing something wrong. But here's the problem. She has children. What do we do with her children? That's the negative. That's the downside. She has young children. And she mismanaged the money, and now it's gone. So I'm asking you, Cliff, what do we do?
Where is she from, Regina?
I think it was Haiti.
Goodbye. They all go to Haiti. The kiddos and her. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See, and she's not here legally, and
Bye-bye.
I'm not in disagreement with you.
Bye-bye.
And,
And she takes her children, who, if they're American citizens, can come back when they're adults.
they're not American citizens. They were not born here.
Well, then they should go with their mother.
I don't disagree. They should go with their mother. Here's the thing.
We have to be careful, though.
Well, no,
I think
isn't there
I
one with the White
badly
House?
insulted one of the managers at Citizens Bank
Uh-oh, how come?
because I asked him if he was from Haiti.
And he said,
I'm from the Dominican Republic.
oh, that's a big difference.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the DR,
I felt bad.
because I teach at Northern Essex, which is a wonderful, amazing college. And I
Is it
teach in-
free?
Yes, it is, John. Thank you. And I'm not in disagreement with that. Some people, so I teach in Lawrence, and a lot of folks from Lawrence take advantage of getting that associate's degree. And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, because they don't have the money to send themselves to college. And now here's what I think is smart. We're going to give you a degree so you can go out there and be a productive citizen. Get a job and pay it back.
Well, wait, is it free or do they have to pay for the books?
So it's free. If you're taking my class, I have taken my book, created PowerPoints, and you need to pay attention to the
Regina,
PowerPoints.
the question is, before we have the 4-paragraph answer, do you pay for books or the books for free?
I don't know the answer to that.
Understood. Thank you.
I don't know. But my book is on a CD for $35.
You wrote a book?
Not my book, but the textbook I use is on a CD for $35. And
Did you pay for the book?
And I did not pay for the book because the publisher sent it to me, but I say to my students, if you want the book, buy the CD.
So the books are not free.
I don't think so.
I'll ask Google.
I don't know. You'll have to ask, John, because I don't know the answer to that question.
I think that's fair. So back in 1057,
We're going backwards now, Cliff.
the death of the King of Scotland, Macbeth.
Ooh, okay.
In 1995, John Cameron Swayze passed away.
All right.
Any relation to Patrick Swayze?
No.
Dirty Dancing?
Yes,
How do you know?
he was
Did you do? they
one of
didn't
the
have
first
him on social
television
media?
news cast guys.
So he could have. There could be. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay. Google.
Okay.
I bet there's a relation. Go ahead.
In 2020, Robert Trump, real estate developer, passed away.
And would that be Donald Trump's father?
Brother,
Brother. Okay.
born in 1948.
He's the one who
Oh.
had a major addiction issue, and why Donald Trump does not drink, never done a drug, anything.
Yeah, he doesn't drink at all,
Today,
Sometimes he acts like he does.
but he doesn't.
today is the feast day of the Assumption of Mary,
Oh, it's a church day. It's a
Holy Day of
Holy Day of
Obligation.
obligation. There's my
Saints
Catholic coming
Memorial,
out.
12 o'clock.
Saints Memorial, 12 o'clock.
The chapel at Saints Memorial, Mass at 12 o'clock.
Okay, so there also 12 o'clock mass at the shrine downtown.
Okay.
They're actually 6 cousins.
Oh.
John Cameron Swayze and Patrick Swayze were related. They were 6 cousins once removed. John Cameron Swayze was a commentator. Patrick was an actor. That's- They could have, yeah. I've heard of 3rd cousins getting married.
Well, and it's called the law of consanguinity. I teach it in my social class, It's how far down the table you can go, you need to go before you legally marry your cousin. And in Massachusetts, interestingly enough, because there weren't a whole lot of us here, it's your second cousin. Because there were not a lot of people who came here. So you could marry your second, the law of consanguinity.
Well, Regina, I got to ask you this question. How far away do you think we are from a mandatory DNA test? With the promiscuity that's happening globally, especially in the United States, how do you know who your relatives are? Your mother told you, okay. If your uncle liked to fool around, or your aunt liked to fool around, how many cousins do you really have?
That's a good,
And you could be marrying a cousin
right,
without a DNA test
right.
and creating children that you're going to love that are not going to be what they should be.
So like at birth, everybody gets a DNA test, like Jerry Springer.
I don't like that idea. So I've had some cousins that have done those DNA tests and to find out so I know what my background is, but I'm not putting mine out there because I
Don't get married.
okay, so
Don't create any kids.
I'm not having any children. I'm a cat mom now, but, and you're a dog mom and you have a child, but I don't like the idea of forced DNA. I don't like it at all. So I hope that answers your question, John.
I richly disagree, but that's
Okay.
a conversation for another day.
Okay,
But well, on the flip side, I guess it's interesting because through Ancestry DNA, we found we have a relative, Tony, and he didn't know who his dad was, and we kind of had to figure out where he placed in the family, and we
Oh,
found
that's
out
so cool.
who his father was because he was so closely related to me and my half sister and my cousin. So we did this Zoom kind of tracking thing.
can I ask who his dad was?
His dad was a great guy who was Boston Bob Delrossi, they would call him. And when he was married, he was not able to have children with his wife. But he had this experience with a woman when he was younger.
Okay.
And she ended up getting pregnant.
Okay.
She lived kind of the fast lifestyle. And that is his father, because when the other side of the family tested, they tested close enough to be nephew, cousin.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
So did he ever get to meet his dad?
No, because his dad had passed in, I believe,
Oh.
2009 or 2011. Yeah, and they lived a very happy life in Florida, but they just could never conceive. But it was because of how those two were made up, I think.
Okay.
But they adopted, I believe.
But I think it's really a cool thing that your family welcomed this other person. That's that's amazing. That says a lot about you and your family, that you went out, you sought after this kid and said, hey, wait a minute, we got a relative out there. Let's bring him into the fold.
Now he's Uncle Tony.
I love
Uncle
it.
Tony.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Did you see where the British police, I'm picking on the British today.
I know you are. You're terrible.
Female police officers are out there in jogging togs. And,
Go ahead, because I do. Oh, go ahead.
And they're cracking down on men doing wolf whistles.
So you asked a question in the material you sent us, and you said, do we dislike the wolf whistle? And here's what I wrote. Well, depends on who's whistling at me.
What is the wolf whistle?
Okay?
When you're walking down
When
the
you're walking
street.
down the street. Now, if some scumbag does that, I know I don't like it. But if I'm walking into dinner club and somebody goes, hey, if Bobby Hoey gave me a wolf whistle while I was walking into dinner club, I would love it.
It's contextual.
It's contextual,
You were walking down the
yes.
street by Jay's Variety, you wouldn't like it.
I would not like it, and Bobby Hoey doing very well for those people out there who know Bobby Hoey. He is, John, give us an update, he's in rehab?
Back over at Tufts, for another operation with regard to blood clots, so.
Regard to what?
Blood clot.
Blood clots, okay.
So he's in tufts right now, and, but still going in a good direction, but still needs your prayers.
Okay, so Bobby Hoey still needs prayers, and he's going to be back with us, and I'm, you know, we are very lucky here. We have some of the best hospitals in the world in Boston. And that's why people from all over the world come to Boston for medical care.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So, John asked Monday about the Defense Industrial Base, and the New York Times, in response, had a headline, "America's drone crisis, made in America, is nearly impossible." So,
And my,
Jose's leaving us now?
no, so my, in
Likely
my,
he's heading for the restroom.
Oh,
so
okay.
my response to that was, because you also said that some 911 calls will now be responded with a drone.
No, this is just in Huntington Beach, California, that I
Okay.
noticed this, where I used to vote.
And I thought to myself, okay, it's nice to get an understanding of what's happening, but when you need the police to show up, like a domestic violence situation, you need the police to show up. I don't need the drone. I need a real human being to come and
But the
assist.
police could benefit from the drone.
Because they could, I don't mind sending the drone. Sending the drone and doing a little, look-see of what's happening.
Reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance, so that I know what I'm walking into when I get there. Absolutely. I used to teach a class called Critical Incident Response, and one of the things that we did was how to respond to a domestic violence situation. And if you didn't do it right, I shot you with the squirt gun.
I love that.
Okay? You can't do that today, but I'm teaching people who are going to become police officers.
Right.
So, and the bottom line is, we're all going home at the end of our shift, right? So let's figure out how to do this correctly, how to do it safely, so that we're going home at the end of our shift.
It turns out Lowell has drones. Lowell
They do.
Police.
Not a bad idea, absolutely to do reconnaissance. But if I need a police officer, I need a police officer.
And we'll be back.
Okay.
Were you ever like on the beat?
We are going as fast as we're going to go here, reseating the panel. We'll be with you in a minute or so, thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to City Life Show. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. At the far end of the table is Eileen Delrossi, my co-host. She's running for school committee in
Eileen's on the school committee
some
also.
district.
She represents me in my district.
Yes, actually, we have a meeting next Wednesday, and I have to have motions in by, I believe, 10 a.m. So if anybody has any burning
Any of you guys going
Issues.
to Switzerland?
negative, no Geneva, Switzerland.
All right.
If Regina was still on the board, she would.
Oh, absolutely, I would. Send me in a heartbeat.
So that's Regina Faticanti,
Morning.
former school committee
Yes.
member. And we have with us Jose Cervantes, who is running in, let me make sure I get this right, District 7 which in my mind is, it's from the acre to UMass Lowell South Campus. Is that about it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing today?
We are doing well.
you.
Good to meet you.
Oh, what a great
Okay.
day today, though.
Oh, God, it's beautiful out,
You
isn't
can
it?
breathe.
Yes.
That's the first thing you notice when you
Right.
walked out of the house this week.
Last time I was on, I made the mistake and I walked here. It was hot.
Uh-oh, okay.
Still hot.
Well, you do a lot of walking apparently. Where are you from originally, Jose?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Big country, whereabouts?
Michoacan is about 2 hours from Guadalajara,
Okay.
so the southern part.
And when did you get to the USA?
1987.
What brought you up to lovely Lowell? The snow?
No, so we stayed in California for a little while, and my mom married my stepdad. He's Puerto Rican. Well, he was Puerto Rican, and he had roots over here already.
Yep.
So, we bounced around between Florida and Lowell for a few years, and then we just
Settled in Lowell.
Yeah,
So
32
if you,
years
if
ago.
you look at Lawrence has a lot of people from the DR. And Lowell has a lot of people from PR.
yeah.
So, and that's just kind of how that settled out.
I would say
Yes.
both cities have a lot of people from Dominican as well as Puerto Rico.
Yeah, especially over here. If you go down to Florida, and surprisingly not, it almost feels like there's not as much of the Dominican, maybe they're not as concentrated
Okay.
as here, but
It's a more Cuban population. Am I
yes,
correct? Okay, all right.
yes, no, definitely. But when we first came here, there was not as much diversity in the Latino community
Mm-hmm.
as you can, I guess, for better lack of terms. I think we were one of the first Mexican
Oh,
families
okay,
here.
all right.
There's still not diversity. It's all you Englishers.
Well, that's why I emphasize in the Latino community.
Okay.
It was
Even them, they're Englishers. So, since you're from that part of Mexico, Monday, in our history review, we talked about the Mayan calendar being introduced about 5,000 years ago.
Mines were
Do you
brilliant
have
people.
any
I must have been
Mayan
blacked out from that
cultural background?
funny enough, leading up to the election, I've been, doing homework on different history, not just Latino, but, European history. And I found out that the state where I'm from, Michoacan, I'm Mexican, so automatically I'm an Aztec. That's just
Right,
what,
absolutely, yes.
not true.
No way.
Not true.
Okay.
I did not. So the state where I'm from, when the Aztecs were invading everybody, and
Oh, yeah.
that was the only state that was like, the buck stops here, buddy.
Oh, I love it. So your heritage is,
Parupecha.
okay.
So I started
All
looking
right.
into that and different language,
Right.
completely different culture.
Wait, before you go further, because I want to
Yeah,
ask you
yeah.
questions. Do you know anything about that, Cliff?
No. The only thing I know is.
I've been Mexican my whole life, and
The
I didn't
only
know
thing
anything
I know
about it.
Listen, I love it. I've
The
been Mexican
Spanish
my whole
were
life.
aided, the Spanish were aided in their fight against the Aztecs.
Yes.
By all the other communities in Mexico,
Got that right.
which
And that's-
hated the Aztecs.
Right, so when the Spaniards invaded, that was not a good thing. Yeah, it was very bad.
So, funny thing that he brought up the Spanish, when they came in,
It doesn't relate.
they took, they went to war with the Aztecs, all that. Before they went to war with the Aztecs, they tried invading the Parupechas, and we were like,
No.
And
no,
you fought
that's not
against them.
happening.
That's awesome.
But then when they went, invaded the Aztecs, got strong, and they came back. When they came back, both leaders, the leader and the son, the heir to the throne, had died. So we were in the middle of civil war.
Okay.
So when they showed up the second time, we were like, you know what? We damn near killed each other already. Just whatever. We just concede.
So I've been to Mexico several times.
Excuse me.
Yes,
We have a text.
okay. What's the text?
Ralph Hogan wants to know, what caliber of projectile should the drone carry, and would that be acceptable to Ms. Reggie Faticanti?
So So we know that drones can shoot because they're doing that right now in the Ukraine and in Russia. And the Ukraine is using drones very successfully. Do I want the drones to be able to shoot here in Lowell? Yes. If somebody is if somebody's got a gun and running out into the community before, and the police haven't got there fast enough and the drone's there, then absolutely, because who knows what that person is going to do in the community with the gun. So do I want them to be killed? No, but I want them to be put down, shoot them in the butt, shoot them in the leg, okay?
I like that.
Until the police get there and can do their part.
Does the drone have those capabilities
Yes.
to aim at the gluteus maximus?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
So-
you have to pick a caliber.
Oh.
22, 32, 38,
So
45?
let's go with the 22. 22's not.
No, a
completely-
44.
So John's got the more invasive gun, I have the less invasive bullet.
44, blow their hand off.
Right, okay, blow the hand off that's holding the gun, absolutely.
So,
What
before John and Regina run us out of time again,
Let's just jump.
what are your top issues in the campaign, Jose?
Can I just bring up one question before he answers this?
Yes.
Okay, so my best friend had a situation last week over in the Highlands, right? And her mom was out having a cigarette, and a homeless man just like walked into the yard and then walked out, and he said, "I'm just getting my stuff." And she was like taken aback, and then he took off and he ran, right?
Did he take the cigarette?
No, he didn't go
Too
near
bad.
her. I wouldn't either. Our parents are unique individuals that don't mess around. He didn't take her cigarette, but it was acting like he almost lived in her backyard, right? And so what caliber would you use if now there was somebody in your backyard saying they're going to get their stuff and then run away? I mean, my friend called 911 and everything because it was so scary for her mother to experience that. But
I think it's a problem, the bottom line is the problem that somebody who is homeless thought he could live in your friend's mom's backyard, because that is an increasing problem in the city of Lowell. And I'm sure that you have been talking about that, right?
I have been, we have to, when I'm asked, we have so many issues.
Yes, you're right,
Especially
you're right.
in the acre.
You're right.
But you know what? We're going to Geneva, Switzerland, and we're going to become a first-runner UN citizen. We don't have to worry about it.
But I think we still have to solve the problems in the acre. The acre has, you said you've done a lot of research.
Oh,
Acre
yeah.
has a beautiful history.
Oh,
Acre's
lot.
always been where people start and then move on to another area in Lowell.
absolutely.
And so you are going to be representing a number of people who are come into this country and who want to have a better life.
We're the first step. on
Yes,
ladder.
the acre, yes, that's an excellent way to describe it. The acre is the first step. So tell us what your main goals would be on the city council.
And this sounds kind of, some people look at it as I'm, avoiding the question, to have the kind of leadership that a place like the Acre needs.
Excellent.
Because without, I think everybody in the room, I thought I was a history buff, but I'm in kindergarten compared to you guys in this room.
No, sir.
But,
We're all in
you know,
kindergarten compared to
Compared to Cliff, right.
Yeah, I think we started in 1237 this morning.
Yep. Trust me, I've been listening every morning, and without a strong leader, it doesn't matter how strong the army in back of you is.
Yeah, you're right.
And right now, there's so many issues that either are facing the acres facing right now, or that I see that we're gonna be facing.
Okay.
And without somebody that's willing to stand on their values, on their convictions for their community, and be a strong voice and be willing to say, no, I'm sorry, I don't care if you're not gonna like me after this, but I'm doing something that's gonna benefit my community.
Excellent.
Afterwards, where are we gonna end up? You brought up the front runner city, which is awesome. I love it. But at the end of the day, when those $3 billion come into this community, do you think that they're going to be invested in building triple deckers or sky rises in Belvedere, in the Highlands, in South Lowell even, maybe in the South Lowell part that's next to the MBTA, you know, and all that.
Right.
But get on the other side of Moore Street. Do you think they're going to be over? No. So even if they're like, oh, well, we're just going to build over here on this, it's still going to affect the acre
Right.
because those 20% affordable housing and the rest being market rate is going to screw up the already crippling rent prices in my community.
And I believe they need, regardless, they need to put that 3 million into the high school and get that going. Like, how much is this trip costing to go get another couple of $1 million? You know what I mean? Like, we have to be sustainable, and we are just thinking beyond instead of thinking where we're at.
Yes,
And I completely
you know,
agree with you.
I tell my guys, I've said this before. I don't know if it was on a newspaper interview. You know, I'm a Mason. I've been a Mason. I graduated grade Lowell in 03. I've been a Mason
That's
pretty
awesome.
much since the day I graduated. You know, I've been out here in the trade.
Do you have a card? I may need you.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I actually just quit my job after 22 years, and I'm doing it on my own.
Good for you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I want more time to be able to be out here, and why am I making somebody else rich? Now maybe one day I'll be employing people here from Lowell.
Yeah,
That's
great.
wonderful.
You know, so
That is wonderful.
no, we one step at a time. Like my campaign sign says, you know, change starts with us.
Yes, it does.
And I love your shirt. Where'd you get it from? Little City Pride?
These are my campaign shirts.
So Mill City, proud,
Yeah, and
Lowell,
Lowell Strong.
Lowell strong. I love it. That's
I
great.
have every color today. I last time I was here, I was like, what color am I gonna wear this morning? I remember for some reason I remember John saying, you know, when I was growing up, everybody would say I was Irish, but to me I was just an American. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going with the
All
green
right,
today
going with
for
the green
John.
today. So,
Thank you.
Jose, you did say that you know what the problems are now, but you also are seeing some issues that we could be facing. What are those?
Part of it is, you know, and I don't like putting titles, but you know, the gentrification of the acre,
Yeah.
because we have that Merrimack Street corridor. You know, we have so much stuff that's going to be, and great stuff that's going to be happening there between. Hopefully, they figure something out with Smith Baker building.
Right.
You know, the museum that Zach Bryan just bought, which is great. We have 3 properties that have been sitting there. It's either 2 or 3. I really got to buckle down on that before I keep talking about it. They have been sitting there for quite some time that are now going to start getting developed. Link is going to be kicking in. And yeah, I know that
What's Link?
that's...
Tell people what Link is.
So UMass is going to invest $800 million into the city. You know, there's people saying, oh, that's all going to be on the Hamilton Canal, this and that, but we have the Olympus restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are we going to do with that lot?
Right.
You know, there's rumors that, and we won't dive too deep into the tinfoil hat, but that some very prominent properties there, prominent in the fact that they house a lot of people and they take up a lot of land. There's whispers that they might be going up for sale.
Oh.
And what's going to happen to all those
All those
people
people.
there? And forget about those people there. Say that doesn't happen. When all this, and again, awesome stuff keeps coming into the city, rent prices are through the roof already.
Yes.
We have a medium income of 39 and some change. We'll call it $40,000 in the acre. According to the CBA, we're at a 32% poverty rating. 32%.
Just in the acre.
Just in the acre. The
That's-
city's
that's
about
not good.
16 point signs, we'll call it 17.
Not good.
It's unequitable. And I mean, I was talking Monday on the show about a school like the Bartlett Community Partnership that's on Wanalancet. And, oh, do you have this later in the agenda?
No, hang on to that thought, but I want to back up.
I don't wanna make up what
Because
Cliff
you
said.
talked about the median income, and then there's the median monthly rent, which is $2,100 a month. That's
Yep.
a lot
That's a lot of money.
My grandson works up in Drum Hill, not full-time. But he works about 35 hours a week. He couldn't afford rent.
Nope.
Uh, Fortunately for him, he lives with me, so he gets it free.
Gets
But,
rent free, right.
making that transition, he said to me the other day, I'll never own a house. I mean, that's a terrible,
And that,
View
yes,
of
because
the
that
life.
creates generational wealth.
Thank you.
yes,
Right?
generational
That
wealth.
creates generational wealth. You need to be able to buy a house.
Yes, absolutely.
And that should be
Can we
what
get you to
everybody,
go down to Beacon Hill and use that word in front of Maura Healy? Because I don't think she's ever heard of it.
I don't think she's ever heard of it, but generational wealth is important for black votes, for white folks, for Hispanic folks, for Asian folks, for Native American folks, for generational wealth needs to be able to be a possibility. It was a possibility for my parents because they both worked and they bought a home. And, but that is slipping from the fingers of people who really truly need it now. And we need to,
So,
we need to
yeah.
figure that out.
I want to let Jose comment on this, and then we'll go back to Eileen.
Please, because I just did an interview with, there's a new podcast. She's affiliated with Inside Lowell, one of the writers. She's starting a Spanish podcast.
Oh, what's her
Excellent.
name?
Excellent.
Yvonne?
Yvonne.
Because we don't have, the Latino community does not have something like this or something like Teddy has. So I love that she's doing that.
That's fabulous.
And I was on there the other day, and they just posted the interview last night. And, you know, she said, like, oh, what are you going to do for the Latino community? And I was like, honestly, I'm not really running. There's not, and I think I said it when I was here. There's nothing worse than a politician says to me than what they're going to do for the Latino community. Because now I feel like, oh, because I'm Mexican, because I'm brown, because I'm fluent in Spanish, I need extra help. Thanks. You're not getting my vote, you know? And then we touched on that where I was like, you know what we need to do? I'm like, my white neighbor is actually worse off than I am.
Right.
So I'm not going to do just for the Latinos
Right.
in my neighborhood. I'm going to do for the community, which is going to include my white neighbor, my black
Absolutely.
neighbor, my Spanish neighbor. It's
Yep.
going to include everybody.
Absolutely.
The homeless guy down the street that I say good morning to every day when I'm leaving, that I put my beer bottles and my cans out for. That's who it's going to include in my community. But I brought that up. I was like, you know, I started college. I started at Northern Essex, actually.
Oh, that's
Yep,
wonderful.
yeah, I know.
Don't they have a great
Oh,
program?
I
It's a
love
great
it
school,
over there.
great school.
You know, but the Senate president, if you go on my website, you know, she talks about my time at Northern Essex.
Oh, that's
and
really cool.
She gave me and my daughter a shout out. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I talk a lot. They already know that. But that's what I said to her. I'm like, what are we doing about giving people a path to create generational wealth?
Yeah.
And it's not, let's give everybody a ton of money to go buy a house and all this and that. No, but, you know, I advocated for that free community college. When she announced free community college at Middlesex, I was there.
I think it's a great idea.
You know, let's start getting people
Yeah.
in college. So I looked at the camera and I was like, go to college. I don't care how old you are. If a 40-year-old man that works like a dog out here is doing it
Yep.
and still finding time, you can too, because
Yes.
it's going to create that generational wealth. Because you're
Right.
going to make more money with that diploma than you
Absolutely.
wouldn't. So it's more about the community as much as, I've been going to the city council meetings for, if you ask Eric gets here, over a year.
Okay.
I think just shy. Every Tuesday. Every Tuesday is a meeting, I am there. I need to know what's going on, and I need to know the job that I'm applying for. What kind of person would I be applying for a job? I'd be great at it. Have you been there? No. So how do you know you're going to be great at it?
Right.
I did Taekwondo. It doesn't matter how many times I kicked the bag until I've gotten kicked in the ribs. I don't know if I'm going to be a great fighter, if I'm going to be a great at the competition.
Right.
Catch one to the ankle and, you know, catch one to the knee and then tell me if you're still going to want to keep
Right.
fighting. The bag doesn't fight back.
Right.
So I show up every Tuesday to make sure that I understand the job. If I'm sleeping halfway through the meeting, don't apply for the job because it's boring to you. I'm over there like, let's go. Ooh,
Good
this
for you.
agenda's nice tonight. But we need to find a way to create more generational wealth by making home ownership more accessible.
Absolutely.
And what is it, a 10% return you get, like on your, I mean, we can't
There
keep
was-
people
wait,
on
wait,
this.
wait,
I mean, I
wait,
heard a
back on now.
statistic the other day that 51% of the housing in Lowell is subsidized housing.
So it's either you're on the struggle bus or you're getting everything for free.
I did not know that. That's unbelievable
But you know where most of that is?
in the acre.
In the acre.
Oh,
So
man.
like, we keep we can't keep putting people in this hamster wheel. And trust me, it starts with
Well, Jose,
the
let me
people.
ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
How much abuse happens in Section 8 housing?
Oh,
How much abuse happens in public housing?
oof. In abuse in this.
Under enforcement of the regulations, you should not fund a Section 8 house that doesn't enforce regulations.
Absolutely, I said.
Public housing, you should be kicked out if you don't conform to the regulations.
Somebody said, well, what would you do? You know, you keep talking about the crazy rent prices. Like, what can you do about it? And I know a little bit about something. And I was like, I know it's not a city hall issue, but we can reach out to the legislator.
Yep.
Because if a landlord is charging a ridiculous amount for rent and the state is just cutting the check,
Right.
that's going to make my price go up. So why doesn't the state turn around and say, you know what, no, this is not a $2,500 a month apartment. We're giving you Section 8, we're doing this, we're doing that. We'll give you $2,000 for it. If you don't want it, that's okay. We'll find somebody else that will take it. You get a check guaranteed every month from the state. And you're charging us market rate prices for something that any given time isn't even worth affordable housing rates. So, oh, well, that's not going to fix it, but it's going to start. You know,
gonna
like I was saying earlier, as a construction worker, if I show up, I'm the foreman, so I need to figure out all the heights for the step and everything. Well, I'm losing my mind trying to figure out how I'm going to make this break. You know what? Go get the jackhammer. You know what? Start chipping away at that. Start doing something. By the time you're done with that, hopefully Jose will have the big issue solved, and then the work don't stop.
That's excellent analogy.
You know, and
Go
that's
get the jackhammer and start
yes,
the work.
that's the
Excellent.
mentality I want to bring to the city council. That's the mentality that win or lose, I'm gonna keep pushing to help the acre.
There's always something you can do. There's
Yes.
still time.
Oh, I've been, nobody knew who I was 4 months ago.
Yeah?
And look how far we've come. Imagine giving me a full election cycle.
Right.
Because I'm not going away. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep working for the community. I'm going to keep being a voice. I'm not going to be one of those that's over here all riled up, you know, help my people. I'm not fear-mongering them either, because that's stupid.
Oh,
They need hope.
yes.
That's why I've said on plenty of posts, push hope, not fear. I don't want you to go out there and vote because you're scared. I want you to go out there and vote, because it's your job as an American citizen.
Absolutely, yes.
Taxation without representation to me meant that we wanted the right to elect the people that represent us.
Absolutely.
Literally, that is the foundation of this country.
Amen.
Forget everything else.
All right.
Forget that you need to, you know, this and that. And the people that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for you to keep that right.
Right.
Again, taxation, maybe because I'm just a Mason, only a couple credits into college, but taxation without representation means this country was built on being able to elect the people that represent you. By you not voting, you are literally spitting in the founding fathers' face. Get involved. Do not complain if you're not involved. But get involved. And then you can complain all you want. I
Right.
won't listen, but you can complain all you
Well,
want.
If you complain and don't vote, I don't want to hear it.
No.
Go vote.
I don't have any money, but I turned down work.
Go vote.
The people on the street, like, you can always do something from even your home on your phone, something. The people asking for cigarettes or something, like, you can walk and do DoorDash. You
Absolutely.
can walk or ride a bike and do Uber Eats, the same thing. I find there's always something that you can do to make money if you're down and out.
But, and this is going to sound very kind of, I don't know how this is going to fall, but how much do you put on that on leadership as well? At the end of the day, like, I get it, we're human beings, we're so smart, but, you know, you only have so many of us that are actual leaders and go-getters. Most of us, and some people may get offended, but most of us are sheep.
Yes.
You have one wolf that leads the pack.
Yep.
And if that wolf is strong, that pack thrives and survives.
That's right.
If you have a weak leader in that pack, they're eating each other.
Right.
I mean, how much of that is, like I said, I've been out here for a long time now, since March on the campaign, kind of, since before I announced, like, I think I might run, what do you guys think? And I already feel a difference just in my little slice of the acre there in back of the Greek Bakery, where I went to go look at a job yesterday, and it took me 10 minutes just to leave my street, and it's just like a little side street because, hey, Jose, hey, well, the park looks great. Hey, man, so when we vote in again? All right, yeah, I've been talking to the neighbors.
Do you have a primary in your district?
I do.
So tell people what district it is,
District 7 and
okay?
September 9th, we got a choice to make, you
Oh,
know?
yes.
And
Can I ask, who are your competitors?
the incumbent Vice Mayor Paul Ratayem and Sidney Liang.
Okay,
So, you know, I just feel that I am the better choice for leadership. You know, you can talk about, well, this person's been working in the community for 25 years. Well, you know what? I've done my homework. We can talk about what have you done in 25 years. But we don't want to go that
Right.
route. We don't want to
Right, I
sit
hear
there
you.
attacking people.
I hear you.
Again, spread hope, not fear.
right.
I'm trying to run a campaign. I'm going to try to uplift you. I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to call me. There'll be times where I'll be like, you're wasting my time. Call the DPW. If they don't answer you, call me back.
So,
Right.
are you going
Wait,
to?
I cut Eileen off about 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
Have we answered your question, Eileen? Have you made your point?
Well, no, I created an even better question, actually.
All
But
right.
it's such a close quarter thing, and I don't, you know, I've never really even handled a gun, but it'd probably be a 22. You asked that earlier. Because if you, that close,
To someone's yard.
I mean, it depends too, because, you know, if you go back to, what was it, the Vietnam War, the 1911, you want something, you know, to stop him power.
Right.
Put him on his butt, throw him
Yep,
back. But
yep.
somebody like that, you know, urban setting like that, once they hear the sound, they're 10 to 1 getting out of there. So you're
Jose,
not,
22 won't do any damage.
no, but it at least,
It'll
that's
stop
what I'm
them.
saying, like,
A wounded
it'll-
animal's a lot worse off than
Oh.
a dead animal.
I say that all, that's, you should hear the rumors that are getting spread about me right now.
Oh,
and
tell us.
we just we just crossed the 10, you know, the double digit on the signs getting stolen. I had been keeping you stole the sign, yay. That makes me feel good because you're paying attention, you know? So I actually posted a video about it, and, you know, the whole time I was making the video, that saying right there, that's all that crossed my mind. There's the most dangerous animal in the world is a wounded one. Obviously, we're not literally wounding people, but when you're playing from behind, when now you're running scared, now you're
Ooh.
spreading rumors, now you're
Right.
taking, and I'm not blaming anybody, maybe the signs was just some kids, but I hadn't had an issue until we really started,
Right.
you know, hitting the streets. So we really started like, now let's drop this kumbaya thing, and now we're going into campaign mode. It's me or them.
Well,
Is the C-
before Cliff takes back over the hosting of the show here,
Oops, sorry. Me and
my
John
feeling,
always can-
my feeling on this trip to Geneva, Switzerland, is a very overconfident city council that has decided, you know what? We just put your taxes up, and you're so far removed from caring about what we're doing, you're gonna pay for my trip to Geneva, Switzerland. I just think the city council is overconfident, and it'll be interesting to see, but what's your take? Jose?
I said this on Tuesday.
And I'm gonna ask
on the-
everybody else at the
on the
table.
radio. It's in a way, it's a dog and pony show. You know,
Okay,
I don't
so
think.
is that your thought? Gonna go on to Cliff?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Cliff, what are your thoughts?
I think that anything that expands people's experience and knowledge is a good thing. I'm glad they put their
Okay, Regina, what do you think?
finger down and said, you pay for family.
What do you think, Regina?
I'm like-
Here's my concern. We're raising taxes, and now
Briefly.
I don't know if it's a good idea, John. I don't know what,
Eileen, what's your thought?
I think if we're going to get money from this, we need to apply that money to better our city before we continue to build.
Back over to Cliff, thank you.
I think
So,
Eileen's got a great
With
answer.
regard to calibers, you have to ask yourself, what's the temperature?
Yeah,
Because we had a
I wanna
domestic
affect the
violence
caliber.
incident up in outside of Fairbanks, Alaska.
Okay,
And the policeman responded. Someone came charging down the stairs with a knife. And the policeman shot him in the thigh. And he had a big bruise. That was with a .38.
okay.
So
Did it stop him from committing any more domestic violence in that incident? Okay.
It did, but I was surprised that all it did was give him a big bruise. But because the gun had been cold soaked sitting outside.
Oh,
You just gave
Okay.
him a big old Charlie horse.
Yeah.
All right.
Still, a Charlie
So
horse hurts.
let me ask you a question while John prepares the slides to talk about apportionment.
Am I ever going to get to my question?
No,
Or are
I'm
we
going
just
to
gonna-
ask this
okay,
question
okay,
for you.
All right, okay.
How do you see this city council relation to the school? I've heard that the current city council has cut the school $2 million. There's the question of maintenance of school facilities, and there, in my mind, the question of leadership telling all citizens how important school is and making sure that kids show up to class and are not truant. So how do you see that relationship working between the city council and the schools?
And they claim that they have a great working relationship between the manager and the superintendent, but I think what happened was how we did get that extra money from the state, that they really didn't think that the cut would go unnoticed.
Yeah.
But the problem there was that we were already not giving enough money to the school system, because they give us X amount to state for the school, and then we have to give, a percentage of that
Right.
on cash on hand or whatever. I'm not on, you guys will know better than me, but.
But you're doing
you know,
excellent.
And we already were not meeting that expectation. So on top of that, we cut it back. On top of already not meeting. So if we were meeting that expectation, maybe I think that, $4 million is a lot of money, but the school system did get, like an extra $8 million, something like that from the state. So maybe it would have been like, okay, you jerk, you're being a little sly here. But how we already weren't meeting that requirement, now it's like, okay, now we're really feeling it, and we need to make sure that we do better. And we're the 13th lowest school system in the state.
But we're the fourth largest in the state.
And so that means we should be investing more
Absolutely.
into it. I'm a
Absolutely.
board member at, I'm actually just got vice chair last meeting of LMAC,
What's LMAC?
Lowell Middlesex Academy Charter School.
Okay,
Right on middle school. And so I've been seeing a little more of like what's going on with, behind the scenes.
right.
And the decisions that we have to make. And it's like, we can't, we're telling the school system cut administrative jobs, but how many, I think John brought it up, like how many people do we have working for the city, administrators making over $100,000 a year? Then,
Cliff, whenever you're ready, we'll showcase these things, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Eileen wants to ask her question.
Okay, so, my question is, there's a problem, we pushed for so long DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? And we overworked ourselves to where the busing situation becomes a huge, it's not equitable. We forced ourselves into a very unequitable position, putting students at the Bartlett Community Partnership. The majority of those students are poverty-ridden. Their parents are working 2 to 3 jobs. It's really hard to develop a positive community culture and a PTO to help raise money for the kids. So in terms of working with the schools and looking at the inequity, even in the inequity of the acre compared to a Belvedere, right? The inequity of why are there not poverty-ridden schools at the Pine Arts or the, you know what I mean, the Moody, the Maury, right? Not the Maury because that's not your area, but the Stocklosa, right? We're not having these inequities. So in looking at that, what's something that you think that you could bring to help improve that?
So you brought up DEI. I'm surprised that John's ears didn't perk up and he interrupted you. But, I think that a lot of the time we've spent, and this is almost addressing we've spent a lot of time yelling these problems, fire, fire, fire. And when everybody's running around yelling fire and nobody's grabbing that bucket to put the fire out, we have a problem.
Yeah.
We have a problem.
Not my job.
Yeah, but then going back to the complaining thing. If it's not your job, if you're not willing to,
I got my phone out, I'm recording it.
buckle up. Yeah, the one person that could do something is sitting there. If you're not gonna buckle down those bootstraps and let's go. Be some change. Be that person that's gonna take action.
Right.
Don't be pointing the finger at everybody else. Do something. I was asked recently, how do you feel about DEI to, solve the inequity we have in educators and students? Because it's like, 51% or something like that of the students are minorities, and like teachers are like 1 or 2 out of 10 are minorities. And they're like, how do you, I'm like, well, listen, if we have 20 educators sitting at home right now, minorities that are perfectly qualified, perfect candidates for the job, and we're not hiring them, tattoo DEI to my forehead.
shame on
and
us.
I wasn't very polite. I said, because they were already pushing me pretty hard to my forehead. But if you're telling me you're going to set up $1 million group to recruit people from Connecticut, to recruit people from New Hampshire, beep you. We can't have that.
We have 2 colleges in Lowell.
Texas.
Two colleges.
Exactly, and it's free to go to Middlesex. I'm going to
Right.
Middlesex right now. Great programs. Get people in there. That $1 million you would spend on DEI, spend it on reaching out to
Educating.
students,
Right.
reaching out to people. Hey, oh, really? Oh, so you have a student in there you think would be a great educator? That would be, but they're kind of no parents at home, outside of the school. They're not doing anything. So, all right, hey, we have an after-school program for you. We don't have that. I'm working with Almac right now. I'm trying to see if I can get a after-school program going for kids making that transition from 8th grade to freshman year.
That's
We don't have
huge,
anything like,
too.
especially in the acre, you have
Right.
2 options. You go home to no parents, no fault of their own, because they're barely squeaking by. So either you hit the streets or you do the right thing, and you stay home and you study and you do homework. But what 13, 14, 15-year-old kid's going to do that? I didn't do that when I was a
You
kid,
need an
John. I'm
after-school
sure
program.
you didn't either.
Right.
So we want something where,
That
but
pulls them in.
that's not a handout. It's an investment.
Right.
It's an
a hand
investment
up,
into,
not a handout.
yes, because now maybe I won't be able to provide my kid with generational wealth. But maybe because of my sore back and my broken hands, I've worked hard enough where she can provide generational wealth to her kids. To her
Excellent.
kids,
Right.
kids.
Yep.
We need to think about the future, and not everything is a handout.
And getting even the college students into the schools, when students, I was at the Freshman Academy for a few years, and I just found it so overwhelming with the Freshman Academy being over at the McDonough building, the arts magnet, the old arts magnet, and then students having to go all the way over to the gym. I would find myself walking them, get these students into the schools early and help these kids transition throughout the hallways, which are so overwhelming. Never mind to boot, now you have all the construction.
Yeah.
And start integrating it because it's needed, but it's an unknown need.
It's tough making that transition from a teenager, from a kid to a teenager
Right.
to an adult.
Right.
I have a 14-year-old daughter.
Oh, is she making that transition this year?
Well, she's starting, and then, already 14.
Okay.
And I'm seeing this, and I'm like,
What school does she come from?
I always confuse it to the Bailey.
The
Okay.
Bailey. No, the
Yeah,
Daily.
The Daily.
Daily.
She makes
Oh,
fun, and she's
great.
like, Dad, I've been going. I'm like,
Great school, Daly's great school.
but now she's going to Lowell High. Sorry,
Right.
Cliff's gonna kill us.
We're going to take a look at Texas for a second.
Okay.
Indirectly, we've got 3 maps.
I only got
because-
2, but that's okay.
Huh. That's interesting.
Which one you want to talk about?
Okay, this is the current map of Massachusetts, apportionment of House seats. This is gerrymandered.
Look at number 1. It sure is.
And number 3, look at the way it sort of wanders up towards Maine.
Right?
What's that all about? This is a mess, and yet our governor is saying, "Oh, we have to do better." So I find
Look at number 5. I mean, Newton, nice upscale, very wealthy community. Look at how that is gerrymandered already, because Newton is saying, "I don't want anything to do with Worcester or Lowell." So
No,
let
they
me,
don't.
So let me cut out my own little neighborhood.
Well, it gives them more power too, because statistics, like I said in that interview the other day, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. They can be manipulated, but they don't lie. It's statistically known where you have more white, over high school educated, above the poverty rating, those people vote, which I'm not hating them. You
Right.
do your job. Good
And that's
job to
Newton.
you.
And
Yes.
I
So
spent,
who controlled. I think that's why we got a part of the Lower Highland, because they weren't banking on the acre voting.
Oh.
So most of the votes come from that little slice of the Lower Island. That's not
that
to
is
no
very
fault
Jack
of their own.
Mitchell
We're not doing our
says the
job.
way you can tell if someone's going to vote, do they own property?
Yes.
Right,
yeah, very
Next
true.
map, John.
absolutely.
I spend a lot of time in Newton, and they definitely don't have the vagrants issue, the drugs, but they also, which I find a unique correlation, do not have Keno in any of their restaurants besides one, right? You look around here, Keno's everywhere.
So we got to get rid of Keno. That's what you're telling me. We get rid of
No,
Keno,
I'm
we
not-
solve all the problems.
I just find a lot of correlations like that, it's just not allowed. It's just, they're too far away from it. I mean, all right, we can just continue.
So
to go.
I went out on the internet, and there's a program called District R, and you can look up any state and draw your own apportionment, and also for cities. When we reapportioned the last time, I made a couple of maps looking at how I thought it should be. I tried to have compact minimum border length districts. District 1 is pretty square, District 2 is fairly square. Then I went with 2 districts. Population's a driver. It's hard to see, but between the red and the orange, there's a gray district, pretty small,
Yeah,
but
what
a
is
big
that?
population. That's Boston.
Okay.
So John thought
Boston
that,
has 2 districts in your
Yeah.
book.
yeah. John thought that this was not very good because of the fact that I went from vertical slices to pieces. And apparently, I did not send John the 3rd map.
Uh-oh.
So, Regina,
I got this,
can you hold up the 3rd map?
so I got this.
One more?
And I got this. This?
Okay.
Yes, hold that up
Okay.
so John can take a picture of it.
Okay.
So I went with John's idea, and this is where population becomes a factor. John, can you kind of swing over to this one?
I thought that was up, sorry. Don't move, Regina. There you go.
So as you can see, they get pretty narrow just doing vertical slices. They get pretty narrow because of the large population.
What's that red? That red line
What red line?
between Lowell and the gray?
Oh, that's another district. I tried to do what I thought John had said, which is the 1st and the 2nd districts went from border to border. So I did the same thing. So you have the green one, dark green, light green, then the red, and then there's another green and a gray. So that's what it looks like if you just go border to border, as opposed to,
The current map, which is right here.
yeah.
That's what it looks like now. This is Cliff's proposed map.
Okay. What, and whose map is this, the one I'm holding?
That's
That's
the one
Cliff's.
John wanted to
That's
see.
what-
John McDonough's map.
So what's it, so tell me what the blue part is and the orange part is, because they're huge.
That's where we have few people.
It's all population based.
Low population out
But
west.
Look at this. This is what Massachusetts wants. Oh, this is a proper map. It's not a proper map. Just this L.
Right,
And then,
see it.
and then we have this boot in the Italian section. Doesn't it look like Italy?
Yep. Yes, you're right. Okay.
Good
Nice
characterization.
high heel boot, yep.
And then we have my map, which Cliff made for. Thank you, Cliff. I just think that it makes more sense to me to have districts that go logically that way. Because who would ever think that people in Pittsfield and people in Chicopee are in the same district? They shouldn't be. Back over to you, Cliff. Thank you.
So that's, we do need,
Look at how pretty that is. That's very pretty. I love your sweater.
Thank you.
so we've been gerrymandering here for
yes, we have.
200 years. When I got here, Chelmsford had a rep that was Chelmsford's rep down on Beacon Hill, Carol Cleven.
Yes, I remember her.
And they decided that they didn't want that.
The Speaker of the House,
Republican-
the Speaker of the House decided he didn't want her anymore.
Yeah.
The Speaker of the House runs everything. The Speaker of the House will decide if he's going to permit the Rourke Bridge to come to Lowell or not. He don't care about the groundbreaking.
So the Speaker of the House cut her out?
Yep,
Okay.
that's my
They broke
take.
Chelmsford up into 4 pieces like an old soda cracker.
And right.
And the Speaker of the House got in legal trouble about this. 'cause
Who was
he
the Speaker
lied.
at the time? Do we remember?
No.
Who was the Speaker?
Doesn't make any difference. The power that the Speaker has,
Is it, is
It's
intent-
crazy.
Right. And so my state rep, Rodney Elliott, has Centerville, Pawtucketville, and a piece of Chelmsford.
Yeah.
and the guy who runs the State House, the Speaker of the House, has the rep by the Nads.
Yes. Because the Speaker can decide when
Rourke Bridge or no Rourke
Rourke
Bridge?
Bridge or no Rourke Bridge. The Speaker can decide money for this project, money for that project, money for this, money for that. And so unfortunately, you need to be beholden to the Speaker. I agree with John.
And it's a little late, and I don't want to get John going, but, it is a one-party state at the end of the day.
Right.
So that's not saying, oh, the Democrats are root, but when there's a
Democrats have
one-party
no
state,
machine.
there is no
I'm sorry, the Republicans have no
accountability.
machine. Republicans have no machine.
Yeah, but at the same token, too, I mean, just like with what I'm dealing with in my district, the Republicans don't have people showing up. Because
But
we
the
had
Democrats-
we
but
had
also,
somebody going
Jose,
up against Warren.
the Democrats don't respect the fact that they're losing grip. Unenrolled are taking over the state.
Yes.
Oh,
Because-
without a doubt. I
right.
mean, 300,000 votes was the total in the last presidential election
Right.
that were lost by the Democratic, whether it was voted, Republican or actually just didn't vote.
Mm-hmm.
That's 300,000 votes. But, I mean, again, if, same thing with my district right now, with that interview that I did the other day, it was like, we don't have, why don't we have Latino representation? Because we don't want it. What do you mean? You don't vote. Like 7% of the votes in 23, it might be, you can look into that, was the Latino vote out of 7,500 people. So what was that? We'll be generous and say 10%, so 700 Latinos voted.
So-
You don't want it. Stop complaining. We had a candidate run against Elizabeth Warren. Why didn't the Republicans show up
Right.
and elect them to the Senate? I mean, he seemed all right to me.
And the Speaker was Tom Finneran.
Finneran, yeah.
Okay, Tom Finneran. Now, Tom Finneran got into a lot of trouble,
He did.
and he was fined for the trouble he got into. I believe they took away his pension from the time that he spent as a legislator. So I believe that part of what
They gave it back,
did they give it back?
of course.
But he did lose his pension.
Temporarily.
He had to pay a big fine. Refresh my memory, did he do any jail time?
I
I'm gonna
don't
go
think
look.
so. But we still have the situation where 35,000 people in Chelmsford are not represented on Beacon Hill because Chelmsford is just the add-on to 4 other districts.
So they broke up, so they broke up Chelmsford in order to get rid of a state rep that the speaker,
Carol
Tom
Clevin, yeah.
Finneran, didn't like. Now, I've met Carol Clevin on many occasions. We did parades together. She loved her district, and she represented them well. So there was obviously some bad blood between the two of them, and he probably...
Finneran did not get his pension back.
He did not get his pension back. I didn't think so. Okay. So he...
Thank you, Google.
So he spent years in the legislature, and I don't know what he does now. He is a lawyer. I don't know if he got disbarred because of the trouble he got into, but and that was one time where we actually went after a politician who was doing wrong.
Yeah, he was the third speaker in a row, I think, to get in trouble.
Channel 5 says he did get his pension back, so.
Really?
No.
I don't know who to believe it.
So,
Yeah.
so
There's a
Friday
little dip into
night
the Wayback Machine, there's his picture.
on
Okay.
August,
Obstruction of justice. I wasn't sure what the charge was.
looking ahead,
Okay.
August
Should be
22nd,
reinstated. Go ahead.
we're going to have food truck Friday night at the Sonesta Select Hotel. That's out on Industrial Ave. So it'll be the 22nd from 4 to 8 p.m. Admission's free. Food is available for purchase directly from the trucks.
So they're going to have all the food trucks be there in one, so you can,
Yeah.
so you can graze
Sample
on,
them.
oh, that's, yeah, I know, it sounds great, right?
Sounds like a party to me.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
The CPA used to be very involved in getting out the vote. And because I know that from local politics myself. They were very helpful to me. And are they still doing that?
Maybe to being very helpful to somebody else, but
Okay,
no, I mean, I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't think we have the time to get into that. But not that I mean, they're having a pop dinner at the senior center. and
Yes.
they're calling it candidating,
Yep.
so people can come out
Right.
and talk to us, but it's a major problem. I mean, 535 people.
so they used to knock on your door, get in the van, we're going to vote. But,
They didn't bring him home.
they brought them home.
Now they think it's ice. Eileen, you sent me this?
Yeah, so this is kind of, can you pull over a little in the Highlands? Well, actually, I'll just go down the list. In the Highlands, the population of whites are blue. The Hispanic population is the orange, the black population is the green, and the red population is the Asian.
So let's look right at the acre here.
What's the purple?
Other and multiracial.
Good Americans. Purple.
So whites and Hispanics pretty much equal in the acre, along with some black folks and some Asian folks.
Nowhere else.
Right.
And a lot of mixed. Look,
Right.
that's the big,
Everybody in the acre right now, especially people that are involved in the politics, the people you see at the corridors on Tuesday nights.
Right.
They're like, oh, you have such a hard fight because, the Asian vote. But if I wanted to be one of those candidates, I could run on the Latino vote. And if we actually get them out there, who's stopping me?
Are you saying Hispanic is Latino?
Yeah, the Hispanic vote. And
So let me ask you this question.
but they don't vote.
Do all of I love this, Asians, blacks, Hispanics, do they have like little parties and decide who they're gonna vote for? Like the Democrats?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Most of them, honestly, most people right
Are
now.
working stiffs.
You say, hey, I'm running for politics. And a lot of them, especially the older folks, which that's why I say the whole not voting is a generational thing, especially amongst Latinos. older Latinos, I'm like, hey, I'm running for city council, this and that. They're like, hey, they're polite. And then once I say that, they're like, yeah, I don't vote. I don't get involved in. I'm like, oh, so you don't have grandkids, right?
Right.
You don't care about, what's going on in the school system. And then I get to talking to them because I love the sound of my own voice. And then they're like, oh, crap, maybe I should, well, you're right. I should be getting more involved. And, I've had a few people where I'm talking to them and they just, and I feel weird even saying this, just start crying.
Hey, Monday City Life, Cliff's going to be the host. Eileen Delrossi will be here. Frew, Neck and Bang, and Mike Smith will be on Zoom. City Council candidate Sean McDonough is going to be here. And David Prestipino, he recently appeared at the City Council. I give big feather in this guy's cap for showcasing what the City Council denies is really happening.
Okay, we're down to the bitter end. It's time, Jose, for you to give us your elevator speech. Why you're running, why should we vote for you?
Oh, just like last time, just get out there and vote. How about we work on that? I want you to pick me. I think I am the better choice. I think I am, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to doing their homework, when it comes to showing up for the community, work ethic, I've showed it time and time again. Yes, I haven't been here for 25 years in the room while important people are signing papers, but I'm here now. And I'm not going away. So, give me a shot this time around. If not, you will next time. But just get out there and vote because that's the important thing right now. We need to get those numbers up. With 535 votes, if we were playing, a conspiracy theory game on the TV, do you matter? Do you matter at City Hall? With 535 votes out of 8,415. You don't. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it. Without somebody that's going to stand up and fight for you and advocate for you, do you matter? Ask yourself that before you decide to stay on the couch September 9th. Please get out there and vote. Obviously, I want you to vote for me. But just do it. Just vote. I don't care who it's for. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, and by the way, Asian Water Festival this weekend from 10 to 6, the Boulevard. I'll be there.
Okay, good.
There we are. Eileen, you want to take 30 seconds? You're running.
Running in November, well, yes, I don't have a primary, but please vote Eileen Delrossi. And if any of you have any issues, please let me know because I have to have my motions in by 10 a.m. this morning.
Say goodbye,
I would
everybody.
like to make Lowell a better place.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone. Bye. It was very nice to meet you, Jose.
Have a good weekend. Thanks.
Good luck. Yes,
See you
everyone have a
tomorrow.
good weekend.